What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Today's video is going to be a little different. I did a poll on the channel to see if this is kind of something you guys are feeling, something you guys would like. And some of you came out and were like, yeah, dude, we'd love to know more. We want to get into something like this. Maverick's over there squeezing his toy. Isn't that right, Mav? Isn't that right? But anyways, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Welcome to what me and David like to call Sim Racing Saturdays. Something like that. David and a couple of other of the boys have been sim racing for a while. I've been on it for a couple of years now. And recently we've been getting more and more into like GT3 cars and just a plethora of everything. So we were driving AMS2, if you guys don't know, that's Automobilista 2. And we were racing GT1 cars. We're thinking about doing leagues, stuff like that. So it's been fun thus far. Like getting the setup done, getting everything done has been pretty cool. So it's been pretty fun. I've been wanting to show you guys my setup for a bit, but yeah, I don't know, I just never thought the content would fit in and mix or something like that. But I've been wanting to do like maybe sim racing videos. I don't know if that's something you guys want to see, but we're doing sim racing Saturdays all the time now. So just to kind of train and get better. I know that sounds weird, but I promise if you guys sit down and actually start driving and you haven't like actually like sim drove before, it takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of knowledge and stuff on how to set up the car and how to do the tires and stuff like that. So yeah. So real quick, I just wanted to dive into the setup. So we have a GT Omega seat right here. This thing has been fantastic. It has perfect lumbar support for me. It has, it's leather. You wouldn't believe how much you actually sit there and you sweat while playing these games. It's actually pretty funny, but this thing does me just right. I try to keep it looking nice and clean and everything, so far it's been pretty good. As you guys can see, we're rocking the Fanatic DD1. So if you ask David and a bunch of other my friends, they'll say that I'm a hoe for sim racing equipment, and you know, they wouldn't really be wrong. So I've been through every wheel that you could possibly think of. I started at a TMX, went up to a CSL Elite, went from a CSL Elite, or excuse me, TMX to T300 to CSL Elite to CSW 2.5. I had a GTDD, but they had a sale over, when I got back from Georgia, that was just too, I couldn't skip out on the sale, guys. I just really couldn't. So it was over $500 off for the sale, so I sold my GTDD and went with this, the Fanatec DD1. So the DD1 has, I think, peak, for those of you who know, or those of you who are into sim racing, this thing has peak 20 Newton meters of force, and then sustainability, what it sustains, I think, is 15 Newton meters. So it's done me incredibly as far as like force goes, because the max that I run it at, I think, is around 10 to 11. So and in GT3 cars, I run it even less than that. Obviously, it's the PS5 or PlayStation edition. So we have the F1 podium wheel, which apparently they discontinued. I didn't know about that. It has all the carbon fiber bits that you would ever want. Alcantara on the grips. And I totally screwed up the Alcantara because I just couldn't contain myself for a while, and I started driving on the wheel with just my bare hands. Don't do that. Or do it and clean it. I just haven't cleaned it yet. So, but yeah, I've been diving deep into the ecosystem. I got this baby right here. This is the Fanatec R330 wheel, so it's a bigger wheel, meant more for drifting and probably WRC games and stuff like that, but I use it for road cars all the time, and it's great. I think that big wheel forces, big wheel torque on this base is just insane. Like there's a mod for Assetto Corsa for the CLR Benz, and I let David drive on it the other day, and he was like, dude, this is probably the craziest thing that I've ever driven on. And I'm like, dude, I know, man, it's crazy. So I did want to dive into the computer real quick. I know a lot of people ask me, you know, what kind of setup do you need to actually get sim racing done? I don't have a really crazy setup. It's nothing too crazy. I have a Ryzen 7 3700X. I have a Corsair, as you can see, radiator from the lines going that way. And I have a RTX 3070, and I believe it's 16 gigs. Oh, no, it's 32 gigs of RAM. 32 gigs of RAM. So it's nothing too crazy, guys. And I was able to build that computer for, to be honest with you, I got a sick deal on it, but I was able to build that computer for around $400 or so. So Maverick just loves playing with his toy while I'm recording. But anyways, oh, I forgot about the pedals. Let's go ahead and look at the pedals real quick. So these right here are the Huskenveld Sprints. They have been the best pedals that I have ever had. I had the CSL 3s. I forget what they're called. They're the red and black pedals that Fanatec offers. I totally forget what they're called, but I had those. They were great pedals. They were fantastic, but I just feel like the throttle control and the throttle travel, and then all the customization options that you can do on these pedals. So I'll come down this way so you guys can see. So you can change the elastometers. You can change how forward the brakes are. You can change how forward the gas is, how the gas acts on the spring, how stiff the spring is. You can change literally every single thing on these pedals. Like every single thing on these pedals, which is insane. That's awesome. Isn't it insane, Maverick? It's insane, isn't it? Maverick, it's insane. It's crazy. So, and they're a good price. They're a good product for a really good price. And so I went ahead and ditched CSW 3s, I think is what they're called. And I went ahead and went with Huskenveld Sprints. I don't see myself upgrading anytime soon, but if I were to, you know, upgrade, I think I would upgrade to the Huskenveld Ultimate Pluses. Now, a big thing about this setup, guys, that I have is, oh, I didn't even talk about the monitor. The monitor is a 49-inch curved monitor. It's the CRG9, I believe, from Samsung. It's a really good monitor. I like it. It's 1440p. Runs all the games, looking beautiful and stuff like that. So anyways, with that being said, this setup right here, guys, you don't need. Something that a lot of my friends and stuff have asked me is like, this setup right here is completely and utterly like, you don't need it. You don't need it to start sim racing. You don't need it to be good at sim racing. You don't need anything. The biggest thing that I've learned about all this gear is the fact that it's not so much the gear that makes you good. Obviously, jumping from like a belt driven wheel to a direct drive wheel, it'll change the forces. It'll change how you're able to corner. It is obviously more direct because the motor is attached, or the wheel is attached to the motor base, so it's a little different than belt driven wheels, but you'll be able to do certain things that you didn't realize you were able to do with a belt driven wheel. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, you're gonna be a better driver, because there are some crazy aliens driving on Logitech wheels and stuff like that. With that being said though, again, you don't need this kind of setup. Like this cockpit that I'm in right now, the cockpit was not meant for this wheel at all. Like, it was not. You can see how it's shaking. And whenever I do drive with those forces on the downhills and the uphills, the wheel simulates how that feels. So you can really see the cockpit starting to like scream, help me. Like, it's like, help me, I'm tired, boss. Like, it's rough. So with that being said, I need a new cockpit. That is the first thing that I would start out with, is the cockpit. Make sure you get a very good cockpit. Something, probably an 80/20 rig or something like that, so you never have to, if you upgrade your wheelbase or anything like that, you'll be able to just bolt it straight onto the rig. Like with me right now, I'm having the problem to where I'm gonna need a new cockpit here pretty soon. So yeah, again, you don't need to start out with this $1,000 wheel. You don't need to start out with any $1,000 wheel, actually. You don't need 20 Newton meters of force. Why can't I think of it right now? One of the companies just released the R5, which is the 5 Newton meter direct drive wheelbase. It's $500. $500 to get you into direct drive is amazing, and it's perfect. Fanatec does the GTDD and the CSL DD Pro, and you can get a boost kit to up to 8 Newton meters. You don't need anything over 8 Newton meters. You don't. You really don't. Get yourself a wheel, a cheap one off of Facebook Marketplace or something, and go drive. It really is fun. Go drive.
All right, everyone. So I just wanted to give you a quick little rundown on what kind of it's like to sim race, what sim racing looks like, this and that. If you guys haven't looked at it, I know sim racing has become really big within the last couple of years, which is super awesome for people that are into the hobby because, more gear and stuff is coming out. So welcome to R Factor 2. Now, I have been getting into this sim more and more as I play it. It was on sale the other day, and it was one of the last sims that I haven't actually bought. So I wanted to come in, I wanted to test it out. It has actually started to become one of my favorite sims to drive in just because of the tire model. So yeah, let's get into it and let's kind of show you guys what's going on. So hope you guys can hear the audio because it is loud as hell inside my headset here. So this is the Radical R3, I believe, on cold tires, and we're at a track that I haven't driven too much at Lime Rock Park. But yeah, the tire model in this game is just something else. It really is. Oh, there's no chicane, okay. I'm used to the chicane being there. And I've driven, Radicals in various other games, and for some reason I feel like this one just takes the cake as far as the tires actually go and how they actually feel on the wheel. We are not doing too good right now. At all. But again, this is only a track that I've driven 1 or 2 times, and the layout is a little different here. You can hear the tires kind of scrubbing themselves. I can feel them getting more heat. Kind of not. Oh, almost lost it there. Almost lost it. Got to get a little bit more stable on that turn there. And this is just a quick 5-lap race. I kind of just wanted to get you guys just a first look. Oh, he's going to get me on the inside. And this is kind of like, the AI in this game are actually some of the best AI that I've seen in terms of driving. That's pretty crazy, actually. Alright, here's the turn that we need to get a little smoother on. A little bit better. I didn't feel like I was going to die there. Downshift in the third. And then I've been kind of timid on this turn, but now that the tires are nice and warm, kind of get around that there. We're in P4, lap 3. Go down into third. Kind of modulate the throttle a little bit here. Coming around the turn. Brake. Modulate the throttle a little more. We got a great exit there. Fantastic exit there. Tap the brakes a little bit, get back on the throttle. Oh, that hill just wants to murder you. Brake, downshift into third. All right, here's where we don't brake. We lift off just a little bit. We're catching up a little bit. There's lap 4. Third gear, get on the throttle. Get on the throttle. I wanted to dive bomb him, but oh, oh! I did not mean to tap him like that. That sucks. We could have had a chance to get around him here. Tap the downshift in the third. Really probably could have stayed in fourth there.
Oh.
Here we go, coming around the turn. On to the last lap. Whoa, guy came in on the inside there. Oh, I want that third real bad. Here we go, here we go. See if we can get this guy right here. Oh, I didn't realize I was checkered flag. I was having too much fun. Looks like David joined the Discord. What's up, David?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's up?
Not much. Just making a quick little video here on R Factor 2. Oh man, this game is insane.
Real quick.
Oh my god. Anyways though guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope I went ahead and gave you a little more insight onto sim racing, the rig, stuff like that. If you have any questions at all, you can post them down below in the comments section. And yeah, get ready for the next video because it's going to be kind of fire. But if you want to see more sim racing content, go ahead and subscribe and just let me know and we can do some more sim racing content. Alright guys, I'm out on this one. Peace.